Kansas City Chiefs star pushes for the return of Khalen Saunders to KC. And we got a live Q&A for you. Let's talk about that. Chiefs Kingdom ACU crew, how's everybody doing tonight? Appreciate y'all rolling in here. I see you out there, Witchy and Chiefer and Bryant. Hear ye, hear ye. Hit that like button. It'll take 2 seconds and it helps us get out to more people. Let's talk about Khalen Saunders, Mike. This guy was released by the Jags and he is now officially on the waiver wire. Do you think he clears?
Yeah. Right. You think somebody's going to pick him up?
Yeah, no.
I think he's got to clear 15, 16 teams to get to the Chiefs tomorrow by 3 p.m. It is what it is. I don't look, a lot of people have been hyper about it today. Like, hey, we got to go get him, bring him back. Like, I don't oppose it. I don't think he offers what we need.
I don't know
He's
why.
not like a pass rusher that's going to get after the passer. And honestly, I feel like our DT room right now, maybe not the worst, but if you're going to replace, it was the Omar Norman Lott replacement. I don't know if Binky ever had that in him.
Yeah, man, I'm right there with you. Like, I'm not opposed to it whatsoever. We definitely need the depth at defensive tackle. But Khalen Saunders is not exactly the needle mover that we need to help get us some pressure on the quarterbacks. Let's talk about Khalen Saunders for 2 seconds. We'll look at career stats, and then we'll talk about our boy Chris Jones saying he needs his brother back in KC. But, Mike, he started with the Chiefs in 2019. He's played 6 seasons plus a half, I guess, with the Jaguars. So 6.5 seasons is what he's through at the moment. And he has a career 6.5 sacks. That's his career. So less than 1 a season. Well, I guess right at 1 a season since we're 6.5 seasons in, right? Okay. Yeah, so we're looking at that. And then as far as just tackles altogether, I mean, he had 13 his rookie season, then he dropped to 3, then 2 in 2021, 22 tackles in 2022, 24 in 23, 18, and then this season with the Jags, he had 0. He's blanked across the board there. He does have 3
I don't even
assists,
think he's been what's he played this year, like 20 snaps?
Right, so nothing crazy. I mean, it's not like this dude's going to come in and change anything, but he can give you some valuable depth, right? And the reason why I'm not completely opposed to it, because normally I'm not a big fan of going back and getting the old players, especially if they're not like game changers. But I think I could go with this one just because of the fact that Derek Notty's on our football team. Like, it doesn't get worse than Notty. So at least we can get a step up from him, right?
Well, yeah, but they're not the same two things. You're not going to play Khalen
I
Saunders.
agree, but I mean, I'd probably rather play Khalen Saunders every play than have Derek Notty out there.
Well, I mean, he is listed at 324. So, I mean, he is listed as a big guy that's going to, supposed to stuff the run, I guess,
Right.
per se. But, yeah, I don't have an opinion. I don't really care. You put him on here, you don't. I think maybe a practice squad thing could be fine with me. I'd be fine with that. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't have – I'm indifferent, you could say.
Right.
Right.
Well,
I just really don't care.
That it can do is bring up morale, right? Because Chris Jones,
Right.
pretty happy about getting him back. Chris Jones is always that guy, though. He always wants everybody back. Like he's
like all of Chiefs Kingdom.
Yeah, there's a lot of Chiefs Kingdom out
We
there
have
that
a lot
always
of
just wants the old players back.
separation anxiety with Chiefs Kingdom. Like they don't like it very much.
I actually saw somebody talking about Juan Thornhill getting dropped the other day.
People
and they
want
wanted to
him
pick him
back. Who wants
Right,
Juan
so-
Thornhill back?
I don't know, man. I mean, they're kind of on the same level to me. Juan Thornhill and Khalen Saunders, hell, they were butt buddies at one time. They were mad about not trying very hard in the Bengals game, right? They were like hand in hand.
They teamed up.
They did. They attacked me, both of them. But no, man, nothing crazy. But I'm not opposed to it. We can take the depth. We'll take it. That's fine. But obviously, he's not going to break the bank. And I'm like you. I don't think that he's going to get picked up off waivers. Yeah, which he would still want Frank Clark back if he could. He would. He'd be like, get Unk out here. Let's get it going.
He was fighting for him.
You know what's wild, though? How old do you think Frank Clark is?
Do you know?
Yeah.
I'm going to guess like 37.
He's 32.
Shut up.
I swear.
This dude's younger than half our roster?
Yeah,
No,
but
I'm joking.
I think he's had some injury problems, I think that's what's been stifling him. Obviously, when Casey got him from Seattle, he never lived up to that season he had with Seattle, but I mean, he was still very integral to winning Super Bowls with the Chiefs, right? Always showing up in the playoffs.
He was a playoff demon.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. But yeah, isn't that
And the
crazy?
fact
I
that-
thought he was way older than that. I don't
Yeah,
know
me
why.
too for some reason. Like I
Yeah.
said, I thought he was late 30s. But like when Frank Clark, when he'd always like, he wouldn't take no crap during the post game. Like when we had beat teams like
Yeah,
the Bengals
yeah.
or whatever. He's like, you can tell them to suck it. And then, it was just funny. Like
Yeah,
Frank Clark was a beast.
Let me ask you this question since we're on the subject. Who would you rather have back? Would you take old, not necessarily old, but busted up Frank Clark or Colin Saunders? Which one would you rather have?
If Colin Saunders didn't have an injury or whatever right now, and he was just 32 coming back to give a situational pass,
You talking about
rush,
Frank
I would
Clark?
take him.
You take
Yeah,
Frank Clark over Colin Saunders?
Yeah, probably because, like I said, he gives more pass rush. I think Colin's highest season was like 5.5, and that was one of his last seasons with the Chiefs. And I mean, he's never really got close to that mark
Yeah.
ever again.
You talking about Frank?
Colin,
Colin never had 5.5 sacks. Are you
yes,
crazy?
he did. I'm almost
No,
positive.
he didn't. No, he didn't. He had 3.5. That was his
3.5.
career high there.
Okay, so cool.
He had
3.5.
6.5 on his entire career, brother. That's why I was so confused for a second.
Okay, so 3.5. So okay, well that it proves my point even more. I'll take
Yeah.
Frank Clark
Right.
if he were
you guys,
healthy.
You guys let us know in the chat. I know we had the poll up. I see the poll. It looks like right now 79% of you guys said that you would like to have Colin Saunders back. Let us know in the chat if you were one of those people that wanted him back. What's the reasoning there? Is it just because we need depth? You think it's a morale boost, or do you really think that he could help? I guess that's what I want to know from y'all. Because I'm just like you, Mike. I'm completely indifferent about it. I don't care one way or another.
So so let's say you bring him back, you would have let's say you put him on the roster. Well, where are we at with that? Like, do we want to get rid of Jerry Tillery? I thought he's not having a great season so far, but I mean, Tillery in his career he had 4.5 sacks in 2021, which is more than Saunders had his entire career almost. He's already had a sack this year.
I think Jerry Tillery, like, he's been what he is, right? He's just always been underwhelming his entire career. He was drafted
which
a lot
is why
higher
that
than he
was
should have
kind of an odd Brett. I mean, that is a Brett Veach signing of the offseason, right?
just to see if you can get that.
I don't even think he
that more
cares
out
if
of
they
him,
hit
you
or
know?
anything at this point. I think he just signs people for depth, and he doesn't care what they do.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people want Colin Saunders here. That way he can play fullback. They want to see him. They want to see him play fullback. That's all they want him for, is a trick play or two.
I know.
Get the morale up, baby.
Let's maybe he could be running back. You never know.
So let's look at it from Chris Jones' point of view real quick, and then we'll move on from the Colin Saunders thing. But Chris Jones says, absolutely got to get my brother back when asked about the whole thing. Obviously, he had done the same thing with Mike Pennell. We talked about how he pounded the table for Frank Clark to come back before. He just likes to have his guys back in the house, right? He likes
But
to
Mike
comfort.
Pennell makes total sense.
Yeah, for sure. But what would Colin Saunders offer Chris Jones as far as help?
I don't
Not
know.
a whole lot, right?
I don't
It wouldn't be much
I don't
different.
think hardly anything.
I don't think it would be much different. I don't. Like you were saying, you're kind of trying to replace Omar Norman Lott, who has a really high win percentage in pass rushing, right? As far as college goes. I don't know about this season so far, but obviously he had a ceiling he was trying to get to. He was getting a little bit better each week. We did see him absolutely destroy Jalen Hurts in week 2 against the Eagles, but I think he flashed a little bit here and there, but he's a higher caliber player than a lot of these guys we're talking about. Like, they're not going to replace Omar Norman Lott.
Are you? Well, I'm just saying, like, if you brought back Binky and put him on the team, like, who is he replacing? Like, is Brett Veach admitting that he was wrong about going and getting Derek Nottie, which you probably should be?
Dude, there's no
Is
way
he
you could
saying
argue
he's
that
wrong
at
about
this point,
Tillery
right?
in the offseason? Like, what's he saying he's wrong about? You're obviously not wrong about bringing back Pennell. Pennell should have never left in the first place.
No, that was silly. That whole thing was crazy. You realize we let Pennell walk. We had to give up draft capital to get Derek Nottie back, who we then had to go back and get Mike Pennell because Derek Nottie wasn't good.
Which means if you'd have just kept Mike Pennell, Derek Nottie would not have even made a team, and you could have picked him up free of charge a week later.
Yeah. So Bam in the chat, Mike, he says that Chris Jones has about an 80% snap count right now. He thinks that Saunders could lower that down to about 70, make him a little more fresh on each play. Is that something you think that they could help with, just getting Chris Jones off the field a little bit more? That way he's not gassed all the time. Because I feel like that's been his downfall this season.
Possibly so, but I don't know if Chris Jones wants to come off the field that many times. Like I for example, let's go back and look at say the Jaguars game. That was a game that we probably should have won. That's a game right now that kind of hurts. Here we are 9, 10, 11 weeks into the season, and that's one of those ones that stick out saying, hey, we should have won that game. I went back and rewatched that in the first half when they extended a drive for the Jaguars on a BS, I want to say Jalen Watson penalty.
Yes.
Chris
That
Jones.
that was a big one. Yeah,
Right.
I remember that.
Chris Jones set out the next 6 plays. He
Yeah.
didn't come on the field for 6 straight plays, so he finds time to get out of the game. I don't. And this was a half of football where he was only double teamed 8 times.
Yep.
One of the lowest of the season. So I think he could come out when he wants. Like, who's spelling him now?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's the common sentiment in the chat. Those people thinks he could just give CJ a little bit more rest. Like,
So who's doing it now?
I think right now, usually if CJ's not on the field, you're kind of looking at Tillery. Usually,
He comes
right?
out on run plays usually.
Yeah, it's kind of random when
You don't
CJ's
take
not
Chris
in the
Jones
game.
out on a pass play.
No, never.
So he comes out on a run play. Again, he's probably getting replaced by, like, what, Tillery, Dottie, now
I'm
Mike
thinking.
Pennell. Like, he's got people there. I don't
Yeah, I don't know what the benefit of having Colin Saunders here is, but like Steve-O said in the chat, it's spiritual. You know, it's just
again, I don't care
a
if they bring him
morale
back or
thing,
not.
maybe.
I just
Yeah,
don't.
I'm right there.
I just don't know.
He's not
if
going to
it
cost
moves
you
the
anything.
needle.
You can probably get a league minimum. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're
But
not
he's
gonna
also
pay
got
him
to be
much.
put on the practice squad.
That's true.
If
I
you
don't
were
know.
gonna bring him straight to the
But-
53 man, they could have made the move already. I think, right?
But I mean, you
They
have to
could put in a
look.
claim for him,
They did that with Clyde, and Clyde actually got back on the field even before Elijah Moore.
right?
So I don't know. We'll see.
So we're saying. So do you think the Chiefs would put a claim in? If they put a claim in, he's got to go to the 53. So you're
I don't
just
think
saying
they're
they
they're
want
let
to see
him-
if he clears, and
he's gonna.
then
Yes, absolutely. They're not going to put a claim in for him. Surely.
that's my point. But I think a lot of Chiefs Kingdom right now would want to put a claim in. The way people have
Yeah.
been talking about it all day.
No, I don't see
I've
the
not
point.
seen a single Chiefs talking head or creator say anything but bring back Binky. And
Well, right, because
don't-
of 2 things. First, he's
don't get
popular.
it.
He's popular with the people. Okay, so they're
Yeah,
like,
I guess
okay,
that's it.
I'm also going to say that I want Binky back because that's the thing that's making everybody horny right now. But also, our depth is so bad at defensive tackle that it's almost like you're in that situation where you're like, yeah, we'll take him, get him over here. Like, it's better than what we got, you know. So
yeah,
I mean,
I
it
guess
could be a little bit of both.
He's familiar.
Yeah.
I just
5
don't- at the
bomb
end of
from
the day, I just
Bryant.
don't see it being
Says,
a
hear
thing.
ye, hear ye. It's a nice hear ye on the last video, Steve. Go Chiefs. 'Tis the season. Let's go, baby.
You
Speaking
said
of the
sirs
season,
and ma'ams.
I did.
If you give it
Sirs
dams,
and ma'ams.
get down in the comments.
Appreciate the 5, Bryant. Yeah, guys, if you haven't hit the like button yet, do that real quick. Help this get out. We had another squabble with YouTube, and they kind of
It's an everyday occurrence.
Yeah, dude. They came up with some crazy stuff this time. They said we said shit on our thumbnail. I don't know if you guys saw our last couple of videos, but neither of them said shit on the thumbnail.
Is it a
But,
thumbnail or a title?
yeah. I don't know, man. But either way, they got us back in the doghouse. So if you guys could help share this out or just hit the like button or whatever, we'd appreciate that. That way we can get back to business as usual because, good God, it's a headache, brother.
Can I
So much-
actually bring in the exact thing that they said just so everybody can see what YouTube says?
Why
Look at
not?
this.
Read this.
Look, inappropriate language. Now look at this. Here we go. Your selection. We put none. We had no inappropriate language in the thumbnail or the title. YouTube says moderate profanity like shit in the title or thumbnail.
Right, dude. It's just insanity. They just
Did
make
it-
stuff up at this point.
We've never once put that in a thumbnail or a title. Never. Like we've
We'll
wrote
put, like,
the word pissed
what the hell? Or
Yeah.
he's pissed.
or hell.
But we're all adults. I mean, come on. Piss is not a bad word. Neither is hell.
I think it's
Come on,
hilarious
guys.
though that now YouTube has resorted to straight lies.
They hate us, bro. I don't know what we did, but they hate us.
And I literally talked to someone and sent them our title and our thumbnail and our title and said, does this say the word shit in it as you said it did? I was like, a human selected
They said,
that.
yes, our team reviewed it, and it does.
Yeah, that's exactly what they told me. They said, we reviewed it and we stick by our decision.
Get out of here. I clicked the wrong thing. Bryant with another 5 bomb says,
I'm
we see
giving
Elijah
up.
Moore at the gym over here in Lafayette, Louisiana. He looks great and healthy. So that's weird. Whatever happened to him? Was he with the
Elijah
Browns
Moore? I
last?
thought he was
or-
still playing.
I don't know.
Is he playing on the Bills? Am I crazy?
You might be. Did you mean Elijah Mitchell, Bryant, or did you really mean Moore?
Yeah, Elijah Moore's playing with the Bills.
Okay, maybe you got them names mixed up. I've done
He
that. a few times.
he actually caught a ball against us for 28 yards. What the
Imagine
hell?
that.
That's the only time he's ever caught a ball all year.
Imagine that, man. Yeah,
Jeez
yeah,
Louise.
Steve-O. Mike fights bots on a daily basis
I have to.
to the point of insanity.
I have to. It's absurd what we go
Hey.
through over here.
It is wild. It's,
Steve,
it's
I think
pretty
I'm
crazy.
I think I'm just gonna quit, dude. I think
quitting.
YouTube wants us to quit.
I'm quitting. We're
Do
done.
you think so? I mean, there's no other way around this than YouTube is just physically trying to make us quit.
Physically, like they're gonna show up and like break your arm.
That's what I'm expecting next because they went to all out lies.
Yeah, it's getting wild. Jacob with the 5 bomb says, might as well go get him. Who else is available? He has to be better than Naughty. That's kind of the sentiment with us too, Jacob. So would love to see Mitchell get some work.
Who's
I think
that?
a lot of people would like to see Mitchell get some work, but it's weird because
Mitchell?
when Mike, shut up.
I'm serious. Who are we talking about?
Elijah Mitchell.
Don't know him.
I'm done with you today.
Has he
I'm
been
gonna-
on the team?
If I was a bot, I would uphold that as bullshit, brother. That's what I would do. I tell you that you're not allowed to say that no more.
I think
No,
I'm right.
But like when this was brought up to Andy Reid, someone actually brought this up at a presser. It was the closest thing to a good question that they've had in a long time at a presser. And
Today?
no, this was a few days
Oh,
back.
okay.
But basically it was like, hey, how did Clyde come in and get the snaps and you just passed up Elijah Mitchell? Like, and essentially Andy Reid was just like, it's a familiarity thing. Like Clyde already knows the plays, he knows the protections, he knows this, he knows that. Been there, done it, easy peasy, boom, boom. So like to me, it's like, what are you saying? Are you saying Elijah Mitchell can't get it together? Like he doesn't know the playbook? He doesn't know his protections? Like, is that what you're trying to tell me? Because like, why do you have this dude on the 53-man roster, but you opted to bring Clyde off of the practice squad and use him over Elijah Mitchell? That's wild. So I don't know. That was the only answer that you really got from Reed, man. But I'd like to see it too. I think he fits well in the offense, and I think everybody over the offseason kind of thought that and thought it would be interesting to see him in the offense, and we've yet to do it. Like, he got a few snaps in the preseason, I guess. And that was about it, man.
Yeah. I'm curious to see. For some reason, we didn't get a snap count for the Bills game. Like, we didn't get a Chiefs snap count. I didn't see anything get posted ever. I was kind of curious to see how many snaps Clyde actually received.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. Mitchell's been around since camp. He has to know what's up. There's no way he'd still be on this team. He wouldn't have been on the 53-man roster if he didn't know that stuff, I would think. Yeah, Sam, I
Yeah,
noticed
I'm
how he
not
said our
buying
guy
that.
when he was talking about Clyde. He said our guy. Melissa says if he plays, he'll only get 2 carries anyway. I don't know if it's Melissa or Bucky, but what's up? Yeah,
Clyde.
exactly.
Wait, is this real?
What? You're on a whole nother planet today.
No,
Gotta
I'm
reel you
not.
back
I'm
in.
looking at snap count. I've already told you this. You just don't listen.
Got to reel you back in over here. No, literally, he'll only get a couple carries in a game anyway. That's all he would get. So.
This was the old one. No, I found the snap count and it said that he had 32 snaps. And I was like,
Clyde?
there's no way.
That's not
It was the one from 2023. So I don't know. I haven't been able
Yeah.
to find an up-to-date one.
Yeah, I mean, Clyde, as far as I know, he wasn't in there very much at all. He had 2 carries, and that was about the extent of it.
So isn't that like that's kind of what I'm saying? You're telling me Elijah Mitchell couldn't have done nothing for 2 to 3 snaps. Let's say 5 even. You can't trust him for 5 snaps. We had to go through the whole Clyde Edwards-Helaire experience again.
I would tend to think that it's something to do with the protection.
If you can't trust a guy on your 53-man roster that you've had on here all the way through camp that you give money to in the offseason to play 5 snaps in which maybe 2 he has to do some protection. Why is he here?
Right, but I mean, that's the thing that they will get away from. We saw it with Carson Steele last season. A lot of people thought that they benched Carson Steele because he fumbled the ball twice. And honestly, if you go look at those plays, that wasn't really on Steele. He had the ball where it was supposed to be. That was 2 good defensive plays.
We don't know if Mitchell's going to be a bad pass protector.
That's not why they set him. They set him the rest of the year because he could not protect Mahomes.
Right.
He kept missing stuff.
But we don't know if Mitchell
assignments.
is going to be a bad pass protector. He's not got a chance to do it yet.
Well, maybe he's been sucking ass at it in practice, brother. That's the
Why
only
is he
thing I
on the
could
team?
think. I don't know. That was my question. Like, why is he on the 53-man roster if that's the problem? So
I feel like some of this stuff doesn't make a lot of sense this year. We've made some very questionable roster decisions this season.
Wait. This has to be the worst offseason of Brett Veach so far, unless things just completely flip script at this point. Because the big signing was going out and trading. Or they signed him or trade him for Christian Fulton.
No, it was a sign.
Okay, so we signed Christian Fulton. We used draft capital to bring Noddy back over. We what else did we do? Oh, Elijah Mitchell.
We paid Trey Smith a big contract. We paid Nick Bolton a big contract.
I was talking about new additions. All the new guys have yet to even see the football field, really. Like any of the guys we got off free agency. It's pretty wild. Except for, we got Noddy back, and he's been out there, as a detriment.
Right.
But
signing Elijah Mitchell, don't even get to play. It's been a very weird offseason. Like, even the whole Pennell thing, dropping him and going and getting Noddy back, and I've just not understood many of their decisions this offseason. It's been very weird.
It's been pretty weird.
It's almost felt Chiefs-esque a little bit.
Yeah. Melissa or Bucky, whoever says if the Bills would release Hardman, we would have all of our draft picks back. I'm surprised they didn't sign McCole Hardman to the practice squad, honestly. I was kind of expecting that one. Kevin Cable says, come on, gang. Wasn't it exciting to see CH take the handoff with 2 hands and turn into a human snail and pick up 0 yards? Well, in his defense, Kevin, they literally ran the same play twice. He got it on the second time, and the play was completely busted. Juwan Taylor missed a block, and Bosa got him. Wasn't much he could do there.
And the next time he touched it, he got 7 yards.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. Like, we know this, even as Chiefs fans. Yeah, Clyde, not the greatest in the world, but if you go back to early years of Clyde, if you keep handing him the ball, eventually he will put up stats.
Dude, do you know what the Clyde thing was? The Clyde thing, he had 2 carries. Again, like you said, it was a shitty outside zone run in which Juwan Taylor gets beat by Bosa.
They literally
Kingsley
ran the same play the play
Suamataia
before that, brother.
Got beat across his face, and he totally didn't have a hole. There was a linebacker sitting there waiting for him if he did cut back and hit a hole. So there was nothing there. And then on the second one, he runs off to the left side and gets 7. That just goes to show you how stale our run concepts are.
Yeah, it was bad. Dude, I'm telling you,
Which
go
is
back and
why
watch
if we
it.
did have Breece Hall,
Unless-
guess what, ladies and gentlemen? You're getting that same stale run concept.
Unless I'm completely crazy and I'm just making this up. If you go back and watch that game, we ran the exact same play the play before that with Kareem Hunt. Then we took Kareem Hunt out, put Clyde in, ran the same play. Like, I'm almost positive.
He absolutely whiffed. I can find the tweet because I posted it up because, it was people made a point that Clyde's the worst running back in the world and it was all his fault, but it really wasn't.
Right. John says with Coach Reed saying CH is our guy, it speaks volumes to Mitchell. Yeah, I mean, it didn't sound like they had any interest in putting Mitchell in there and getting any snaps, brother. It really didn't. Melissa also says all of them have to get more carries to be effective, and that's 100% true. It doesn't matter who we have as running back. If they're getting 10 carries per game, not a whole lot's going to happen there. So it is what it is, man. That running back thing, it's almost played out at this point. It's like,
here you go.
What? Let's move on, baby.
Here, before you take Jacob, I found it really quick. Let me throw it up here.
Okay.
Let me share it right here. Here's the play. I put it up on X. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, I've circled it. Juwan Taylor, let's watch him do a magical block. Here, I'll stop it right here. Juwan Taylor overexerts. He's off the thing. Bosa comes back across his face. He whiffs and kills Clyde in the hole before he even gets a chance. And, by the way, look at Kingsley right there throwing his guy into him. So how in the world we've all blamed Clyde Edwards-Helaire for this, I have
Terrible.
no idea. And by the way, everybody's like, oh, no, look, if you pause it right there's a hole. There's a hole right here in the middle. What's 58 doing right there if he runs through that hole? He's going to kill him. Like, there was no hole.
No, that play
I
was
think
busted.
people has just got so used to the whole Madden thing where, like, you see all this stuff and, like, you expect the running back to see
Like
that.
he was
and it's
supposed to
just-
juke and do a spin move there, and he would have been open
Right. I'm very confused.
right through that
as to how
hole, and then he
people
could
see
have
that.
got he could have used his speed burst. He could have tapped X, and he could have got all the way to the end
You
zone.
hit
there,
O,
buddy.
do a spin.
Yeah. Jacob with a 10 says it's frustrating to say they failed at upgrading the running back room this offseason, but also sad to say we have made it to 3 Super Bowls in a row with the lackluster running back room we have. Dude, I'd be hard pressed. Find us a running back that we've had that's good since Jamal Charles. I mean, think about it, dude. We won a
Like,
Super
that's
Bowl with
good.
Yeah, we won a Super Bowl with Damian Williams, who was a scrub from Miami. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like Damian Williams. Don't get me wrong. I'm not calling him a scrub, but he didn't do nothing with Miami, and we got him for next to nothing.
Just called him a scrub, actually.
You know what I'm saying?
You said that scrub, and then you said, I'm not calling him a scrub.
No, I don't think he performed like he performed well with the Chiefs, but I'm just saying when we went and got him, it's not like he was some groundbreaking back. Like, it was just a normal pickup, you know?
I'm
And
with
then-
you. I mean, Clyde in his first season was fine, I guess.
Yeah, but see,
Kareem
people hate
Hunt
Clyde.
was
Clyde's
good
trash,
his
right?
first few years.
I
with the
forgot about
Chiefs.
Kareem, man. Kareem's rookie season was nice. And then, like, the beginning of the second season was nice. But, I mean, that got pooped on real quick, you know? So, I mean, it just is what it is, dude. We don't really ever have a running back worth of crap. So, I don't know, man. I just don't see it happening anytime soon. I don't think they're
You
going to
think this
invest
is
like
the
that.
year that Brett Veach drafts one
No.
in the first 3 rounds?
No, because I honestly think that there was a guy in this draft that they could have got, and you're starting to see him come on. He had a killer game last weekend, and he's going to get the ball a lot this week, according to his coach.
Talk about Travion.
Absolutely. That was the guy that fit the Chiefs system
So
the
who
best.
were you going to take? That were you not taking Josh Simmons there? Because that's the only way you were getting him.
You would have to trade up in the second round.
Is Travion Henderson in the backfield? Would that have been more vital to this team than to have Josh Simmons on here as our future left tackle for years?
No, the answer to that's no, and everybody would say
Okay.
no to that. I don't think anybody would argue that. But I'm just saying they would have had to come up in the second round to get him.
The reason I ask is because a lot of Chiefs mock drafts, a lot of people were wanting us to take Travion Henderson at the end of the first round, and a lot of
No,
people were
dude,
thinking Josh Simmons was not going to or was going to be
I
there.
don't think anybody had us taking him in the first round. I think they thought Travion Henderson was going to drop to the end of the second, is where everybody was picking him.
I remember seeing him in the first a lot.
If I saw him in the first, I would have questioned that. Second round, I think I even kind of thought we might take a shot at him in the second, if he was
He wasn't
there.
gonna
but
last that
obviously, he
far.
wasn't. Now I'll tell you the one they missed on the most. The one that I think they really should have invested to get was Gibbs. They should have got Jahmyr Gibbs.
But they didn't get a chance to do that. The
They would have
Lions
had to.
took him
Yeah, they
way
took him
early.
pretty early, right? But if that was your guy, that was the one.
That was the
If
year
you-
we thought they would have done it at the end of the first.
if
You
you
would have
were
had
really
Clyde
gonna do
part
that.
2. People
Yeah.
would have been very upset, but I think it was going to happen.
Right. Slim in the house. This Damian was nice. We would kill for his kind of vision elusive nowadays. So, man, I don't know. I'd have to go back and watch. Like, I think Damian was okay, but I don't think he was groundbreaking. I don't.
He was solid.
He was solid, yeah. But I don't think it was like, because we're talking about we need a premier back, you know, like people are talking about getting Brees Hall or you know, stuff like that. And it's like, I don't put him in that category.
He's still
But-
playing.
He was good, though. Well, if you remember, we lost touch with him during the C word.
He's still playing with the Cardinals right now.
Yeah. Remember, he was afraid to play in 2021. Hellman, Duvernay Tardif, they were like, no. And what's his name? Big guy that stinks at tackle. Lucas Yang. They were all like, nope.
Dude, he
We're
sucks.
Nope, we're scared, so we're not going to do it. And then they ended up releasing Damian, and he ended up with the Bears for a minute, is what happened. But
Okay, so, well, with the Chiefs, he was with us with 2018. He had 85 rushing attempts for 400 yards, so he averaged about 4.9 yards a carry, 6 tutties. And then in 2019, he had 157 attempts for 694. He averaged about 4.4. He averages about the same as Pacheco.
yeah,
Like, that's weird, though, isn't it? Because I think you would have thought Damian Williams' vision, like Slim said, was better than Pacheco.
Well, Slim makes a great point here. Like we used to just get those guys in the middle of the middle of the draft because we got Jamal Charles. That's where we got Kareem Hunt. And now it's like we're always taking a stab in the 7th round. Everything's like, now I think Brashard was a good pickup. I think that he was the guy that could have went like the 5th round. So I think that was a great value.
But I honestly think the Chiefs give up on Brashard Smith in like the 4th or the 5th, and they thought they didn't care if somebody was going to take him. They just had him fall into their lap.
Yeah.
In the 7th round.
But if you notice, that's kind of the trend with them, right? The last ones they took was Isaiah Pacheco and then him. Like they're waiting until the very last minute to, let's grab a running back. And, a lot of people thought that was going to be like the new formula for the NFL because they're like, well, the Chiefs are winning and they're drafting running backs in the 7th round because it doesn't really matter. And now it's flipped script here in just a few years. And now all of a sudden you need Derrick Henry on your football team. So
I'm curious.
I don't know.
Let's go to round 3. We took Gelati and then we took.
I think you could have got Cam Scattaboo this year.
We took Gelati. We took Noah Williams. So let's act like we don't take Noah Williams. Which would anybody give Noah Williams up as your second pick in the 3rd round? Would anybody give up Noah Williams right now for a 3rd round running back? I'm going to tell you who was here.
Not with the way that the cornerback room's kind of playing out because I don't think we're going to re-sign Jalen Watson.
Well, let me tell you who the next running backs were off the board, and you tell me if you would have given them up.
Well,
I'm just going to take
Sampson?
the next 3. Bashal Tootin out of Virginia Tech was the next one up. He went at the top of the 4th. Cam Scattaboo went at the top of the 4th right after Bashal Tootin. And then the next running back taken was Trevor Etienne, Georgia. Would you have give up Noah Williams for either of those 3 running backs?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe Scattaboo, but I mean, honestly, would Scattaboo be
would
doing
not
what?
do well in our offense.
He wouldn't even be getting the football. So I mean, we would have not seen any of this. Like that's the main thing with me on the running back conversation. It's really hard for me to have that conversation knowing that Andy just don't want to run the football.
Right. So for the Chiefs picked again, you had those 3. Okay. You had Woody Marks go from USC, who, by the way, I thought that was just a big reach on Woody Marks. I didn't think he was a 4th round talent. You had Dylan Sampson go to the Titans. No, he went to the Browns. I'm sorry. So Dylan Sampson went, picked 24. And then
This was a 4th round?
Yeah, then we picked Jalen Royals. So let me go to the top of the 5th and see if we didn't pick Royals.
See, that's the thing. I know Royals hasn't played this year at all, but I mean, his value there was tremendous.
Okay, so look,
Like,
we
you almost
don't
had
pick
to take
Royals.
him, right?
Let's stay the next 3 backs off the board after Royals. And so you wouldn't have given up any of those backs for Noah Williams. Would you have given up Jalen Royals for these 3 backs? Jordan James out of Oregon, Jaden Blue out of Texas, DJ Giddens out of K-State. Those were the next 3.
I did like Giddens, and Blue was very fast and maybe could have worked in our system, but he hasn't
Jaden
done
Blue
much.
kind of feels like the kid we drafted.
Yeah, he is, right?
And I honestly think our pick's better than Jaden Blue.
Yeah, he went to Dallas, I think. I don't think
He
he's
did
done
go to
anything
Dallas.
there. And then Giddens was actually kind of intriguing to me. I thought he could do a lot of things well, but I still take the upside of Jalen Royals in that situation.
So I think your next pick is where people would have given up, and it's Jeffrey Bossa. Is that the one people would have give up the player for the running back?
Maybe, yeah.
And the
But
next
see, that's
running
the
back
thing, you have
off
to
the
look-
board
That's another thing, though, because
was Ollie Gordon.
Right, but
I
we're
would
thinking
probably
like
do that.
immediately, like, oh, we need a running back, like immediate. I think the draft, if you really look at how Brett Veach drafted as far as Noel Williams and even Jalen Royals and Jeffrey Bossa, he wasn't thinking about this season.
No, but do you think Noah Williams was a response to get him in, get him ready for if they couldn't get a deal done with McDuffie, or if Watson walks this year?
It's Watson. I think Watson's the one they were looking to replace. Yes.
Right, if he walks this year.
And he's going to probably. Because I think
Dude, he's
someone like
playing well.
the Ravens and even there's a couple other teams I was thinking about the other day.
Steve, I love Jeffrey Bossa. Love Jeffrey Bossa, but that was the pick that we should have taken running back. Because the next 3 running backs off the board.
But isn't Jeffrey Bossa your backup plan to Drew Tranquil when he's
cool.
gone?
But you
Right,
would have had Ollie
I think
Gordon,
that's what he was doing here.
Devin Neal, Taj Brooks out of Texas Tech. I mean, you had 3 pretty solid running backs right there.
Yeah, I like all those guys actually. But at the
But
same time.
I'd like Bossa too, and I'm not saying nothing about him, but you took Bossa there over those 3 guys that could have contributed this season, and Bossa so far has not even sniffed the field.
Right, because he's a backup plan. Plain and simple.
You couldn't have done this next year, though?
I think that's what those guys were drafted for, was to be ready to go when they couldn't
re-sign. But you couldn't have done this next
guys.
year. You couldn't have drafted for the backup plan that year. You couldn't have got one in free agency. Like, you had to go get
he's
Jeffrey
trying to stay
Bossa
a step
instantly.
ahead. You got Jeffrey Bossa in here attached to Spag's hip for an entire season before he has to get out there and start. I think that was, you had him, learning the system. He's also been a special teams player. And I think that's all you're going to get from Bossa this year. I think you've actually seen Noah Williams more than they originally intended to play him. I think he was in the same boat, but then Christian Fulton couldn't stay healthy. So
do you think it was more important to have a backup running or backup?
I'm not saying I think that. I'm just saying
a
that's where
backup
Brett Veach,
linebacker or a backup running back right then.
I think that's where Brett Veach's mind was at, yes.
So that's what he was doing. Okay.
I think so.
Well, this is why we talked this out. I think that's a fun little exercise to go through. We're halfway through the season, and we just looked back at the draft, and really he didn't have a chance to miss.
Right.
That Bossa pick would have been the first one that people would have questioned, because a lot of people like Devin Neal, and a lot of people loved Ollie Gordon.
Mike Ritchie says, in this draft coming up, would you take a defensive tackle in the first round or a running back? Which one would you go for?
I'm not taking a running back in the first round. I just can't do it. Now, look, if one emerges, and I want to say, who's the best running back in the college right now? Isn't it the kid from like Missouri, maybe?
Brother, the NFL season isn't over yet. I've not dove into college football tape.
I know. I can't do it.
I don't watch college
until
football.
The Chiefs are done. I can't force myself to watch college football.
Mike, we don't have time to watch it doing this.
We don't. But I would always take a big-time defender over a running back in the first round. It's more valuable. Defensive ends, defensive tackles, wide receivers, quarterbacks. And then where we pick, I don't think it's crazy to waste a first-round pick where we pick, which is like 28 to 32. I would say tight end. You could take one there because there's been so many tight ends we could have took at that spot that we whiffed on, and it would have been a killer. And this year, Sadiq out of Oregon would be a monster pick to replace Travis Kelce and pair him up with the guys we got right now. That would be a monstrous kind of pick. So I wouldn't be opposed to even doing that.
Well, we still have a whole half of the season left and a playoff run and probably winning a Lombardi before we have to talk about the draft, Mike. So, but speaking of draft, shout out to DraftKings for sponsoring tonight's live stream. We'll be right back.
Football season is in full swing. We're proud to say that All Chiefed Up has teamed with DraftKings Sportsbook to bring you the best ways to get in on the action this NFL season. DraftKings Sportsbook has industry-leading live betting market availability, meaning their odds update dynamically as the game unfolds, keeping you right in the middle of the most relevant storylines in real time. It takes your fan experience to the next level. And when it comes to betting on touchdowns, DraftKings has you covered with all your favorite options, including first touchdown scorer. So make no mistake about it, DraftKings Sportsbook has all your favorite ways to bet touchdowns this NFL season. Get in on the action and sign up using our promo code ACU. With DraftKings Sportsbook, the crowd is yours.
Shout out DraftKings, baby. Go get it. Play responsibly. Always.
Yours.
Yeah, man. So let's go back to the chat, man. I've seen a couple things in here.
Let's do it.
Melissa / Bucky Malucky says, I love this team and shouldn't complain, but I can't understand how all around the league rookies contribute and ours get benched for the old guys that have been there. That is a very good point. That's a very good point. We have a hard time getting production out of rookies. I think the outliers have been Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice. I mean, honestly.
Well, this year, you got production out of Josh Simmons. You've got some good production there. A lot of people thought he may have set the whole season, but I think you got good production there. He actually went to camp and beat out another off-season, free agent signing there, Jalen Moore. I think you were getting some solid production of Omar Norman-Lott. Now, I don't think they handled him properly, and it kind of put him behind, and ultimately I think that's what's got him injured. But if they would have left him alone, I think you would have got a lot of good pass rush out of him.
They tried to make him fat.
Which makes no sense because we needed
dumb.
pass rush, and you took a guy that was a pass rush specialist
and tried to make him Derek Nottie.
Yeah, and you tried to make him Fat Nottie.
That's crazy.
We don't need that. But outside of him, I mean, Noah Williams has contributed somewhat. Not a lot, and they're just not letting Brashard Smith do anything. But I'm with you. I do think there could be a lot more there, and the Chiefs always tend to just we slow roll all of our guys, right? Which I guess if you've got a roster as deep as we do, you're really not in any immediate hurry to play. I guess.
Bam says Sam Laporta instead of FAU. That was a big whiff, I believe.
Oh,
there.
absolutely. That is another one of those guys. Dude, I would have
so
gladly
many.
took Sam Laporta in the first round.
Yeah, there's so many when you actually go back and look at the draft stuff. But I mean, hindsight is 2020, right? So
Yeah,
it is
obviously.
what it is. Yeah, guys, if you haven't hit the like button yet, do that for us. It just takes a second. Also, if you'd like to become a member of the channel, we'll have our members-only live stream coming up in the next couple of weeks. We'll be giving away a signed Noah Gray jersey, so if you want to get in on that action, go to join.allchiefedup.com. Also got some merchandise, Mike. We have some festive merchandise, stuff for Christmas, and I know it's getting that time, man. I know a lot of people will get mad when you start talking about Christmas in November, but you got 5 weeks, baby. You got 5 weeks. So go over there to merch.allchiefedup.com and grab yourself a t-shirt. You can get, we have hoodies too. Both are very cool. I've seen both in person. They look good. And you can get 15% off at the store right now with code HORNTSEASON. That's HORNTSZN. Get 15% off at the store. But yeah, Mike, let's talk about the Denver Bronco matchup coming up just a little bit, man. Because we'll have a video coming out Saturday, which will have our score predictions and a more in-depth look at the game. But let's just dabble with it right now for a little bit. We got a little while here tonight. You guys, be sure to get in the chat and let us know what you want to talk about or what you have any questions or anything like that. But let's talk about that Denver Broncos game, man. Obviously, we've heard a lot about it. We've talked a lot about it already. Everybody's talking about how it's a must-win game for the Chiefs, which I would tend to agree. At the position they're in, I think they have to win this one to give themselves a really good shot at the rest of the season. So how are you feeling so far? I know we've talked about a couple of the injuries that are going on. They're going to be missing Alex Singleton. Nothing else real major. Obviously, Pat Surtain's out. That's a huge plus for the Chiefs. But as far as the Chiefs go, we don't have Isaiah Pacheco, but everybody else seems to be ready to roll.
Oh, pop. Well, today we had a surprise pop up. We had our boy Xavier Worthy popped up as a limited participant today.
And
so that came out of
Karlaftis.
nowhere. We've had George Karlaftis as a limited participation all week long with a thumb. I don't see him sitting out for a thumb injury. Like,
Yeah,
I just
I don't
don't.
either.
I think Worthy's going to get back to play versus the ankle. Do I have any inside info on that? Absolutely not. I can just tell you that Worthy is not a puss, and so he will play. I think Pacheco's going to be the only one.
I did miss a couple on Denver that popped up too. Obviously, J.K. Dobbins hasn't been participating, which is big. Got the foot. And then also there was one that popped up this week out of the blue, and that was Franklin Myers. Is that his name?
Yeah, the defensive tackle.
Yeah. He had some back issues or something, so I think he's been limited. So they have their fair share of injuries. For us though, I don't know what's going on with Xavier Worthy's ankle. But I haven't. That's the first I've heard of it. I don't see him missing the game.
He's been dealing with it. Okay, so that's the injury he's been dealing with for a little while now. That camp allude that he had another injury. It was that one. I found this today. Joel Rolls, he said the Broncos may be facing off against the Chiefs without Surtain, Ben Powers, their left guard, J.K. Dobbins, Alex Singleton, who's already announced he's missed with that cancer diagnosis. Marvin Mims is still, they don't know if he's going to be back with the concussion. Nate Atkins, and he also says edge rusher Jonathan Cooper has his hand in a cast. And their third edge, Jonah Ellis out of Utah, left the Raiders game due to an injury the other night. So they are fighting injury. The Chiefs are catching them at a pretty good time if you want to look at injury-wise, because we are pretty solid. Again, our biggest guy is Pacheco, who a lot of people would fight and say he's not even our number one running back. Like, let Kareem Hunt do it anyway. So I don't think it's a big deal. This is the news that I got today that I thought was just exquisite. Chef's kiss. This is why we do what we do. This is just the best news you could have asked for today, ladies and gentlemen. Tracy Wolfson said it's official. Jim and Romo will be the in KC for the next week versus the Chiefs and Colts, and this is going to make 4 straight games. So we have got
with Jim Nantz and Tony Romo.
Jim Nantz and Tony Romo now for 4 straight games. So this week, next week, Thanksgiving. And I mean, come on.
So there's going to be a lot of TV.
Make you happy?
Just mute it and turn on Mitch.
Do you hate Tony Romo? A lot of people hate Romo. I don't feel like I hate Tony Romo. Like, there's a lot more that I dislike more.
I'll tell you what makes me dislike Tony.
Dude,
Romo.
Troy Aikman, way worse.
Oh, he's an idiot.
Chris
Romo-
Collinsworth, way worse.
Romo's not bad because he does give good insight. I think he does. But he talks way too damn much. He never stops. It's like sometimes you just got to let it breathe a little bit, bub. And he won't stop. It's too much. It's too
A
much.
lot of people think that he picks sides. Do you
He's
think
just horny about
Romo
everybody.
picks sides? Like, a lot of
No.
Chiefs fans don't like him. They're like, he always actively cheers against the Chiefs. But I don't think it's that. I think he gets very enamored with whoever's got the ball at the time.
He talks
he's
about
giving
Mahomes
you
like crazy too, right?
Yeah, that's my thing.
So, John Hale, been a member for 15 months now, says if Andy is doing the play calling, why do we need an offensive coordinator? I'm puzzled over this 2025 Chiefs team. So, I mean, that's just that's been a long time running thing, right? I don't think Andy necessarily calls the plays, but Andy's a very offensive minded head coach. So I think he definitely has a hand in it. I think he definitely overrides some things. I think he makes some decisions. I also think that Andy takes the game plan that is made by Matt Nagy and Joe Blameyer and all those guys, and he looks at it and he approves it, or he tweaks it, or whatever he wants to do. I mean, it's his game, right? So it's weird. I don't think Andy calls every offensive play. I just don't think that. I think Matt Nagy does call plays, but it's definitely got Andy Reid's spin on it, right?
Oh, Andy. Yeah, I think Andy, he has ideas. This is all. Okay, so this is just a little insight. This is every offense. You see them come out with the menu. They've got the menu, right? And what they do all week long is they come up with game plans and they have packages. So specific situations, 3rd and short, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12, 3rd and 6, 2nd and 6, 1st and 10, 1st and 15. They clump all these plays together in different packages. And when they're in certain game situations, they go to that and they're like, look, we're 3rd and long. They'll go to their 3rd and long section. They got about 10 plays probably. And they've got different personnels, and a lot of plays are the same play with just different personnel. You can run the same play out of an 11 personnel, a 13 personnel. You can do it. They're just going to be different players in different positions. Does that make sense? I know you're with me. And so this is the thing. I think Andy and Nagy already get together and come up with that game plan. So I think what he does is they get in a specific situation, and Andy says, he intercoms, and he says, hey, let's go to the 3rd and the short. I like this and this. What do you like? Or pick one of those, right? And I think at the end of the day, I think you'll get, even during timeouts called, Mahomes, Nagy, Andy, they all get together. They'll pick what they've ran that week, what they're comfortable with. And so, again, at the end of the day, I don't think Nagy is like the one guy that's calling the play and he's just overriding everybody. And I don't think Andy's overriding everybody either. Although, if it comes down to it, Andy's going to have the final say. If Nagy's like, what do you think of this play? And Andy's like, no, run this one. Then he's going to run that one.
Well, one of the most notorious Chiefs plays of all time, Jet Chip Was. We all saw how that played out. We got to see it in real time.
Right, and I feel like that's how
It
a
was
lot
literally
of this gets called.
Patrick Mahomes walking over the sideline looking at the enemy and saying, how about Wasp? And he's like, oh, you like Wasp? And then they talk about it and they do it.
Andy's notorious for taking ideas from all of his players.
Yep.
And so any game situation, that's what they'll do. They'll look at that game sheet.
Yeah, I think you're right, man. They look at that Waffle House menu, baby.
Oh, yeah. Got to get those covered, smothered, and I don't know what the other one is.
Oh, Pop in the house, gifting out the memberships, baby. Let's go. Always coming in clutch, helping grow the crew. If you guys get one of those, make sure to thank the old man in the chat, the legend himself, Pops.
Pop.
Actually,
Pops
isn't
and
it
the
past your bedtime,
stepmama.
Pops?
Yeah, Pops and the stepmamas had a pretty rough week this week.
Yeah.
So prayers for Pops and stepmama. Yeah, they're going through some stuff over there. And Steve, I didn't even have a good day, man. I had to take my butt to a funeral today.
Yeah,
like, dude, it's
they're
just
everywhere.
I don't know what's going on. It's not been a good week. It was a rough one. Yeah, dude, I watched all kinds of games with my boy Paul, and he was a subscriber and an ACU subscriber. So to this channel, so it sucks. And it's going around, but man, just prayers all around because everybody's dealing with it lately. It seems like the winter brings the gloom and the doom.
No, don't blame the winner. The winner's
I
a good
blame the
time.
winner. I
It's the
want
best
nice
time of year,
sun.
brother. It ain't even questionable.
I want the good Lord to open up the skies and bless me with some warmth.
No, absolutely not. We'll argue about that forever. Shout out True Champ, Sean, Lumpy, Carters, and Gene, all for getting memberships. Welcome to the crew. Appreciate you guys. I've
Is
seen
it
a lot of
Gene
new-
Carter? Is that a
No.
country?
No, that's two different people. There was Carter and
Oh.
then Gene.
I'm thinking of Gene Autry anyway, so missed out on that one.
I've seen some new names in the chat. I know we got a lot of lurkers that don't really talk a whole lot, but if you're new to the channel, do us a favor, subscribe, hang out with us more often. Also, get in the chat and let us know where you're watching from. We always like to see where everybody's watching from. So let us know if you're new. Don't be afraid to talk to the crew here, man. They're awesome. Jacob says he's on your side. Look, guys, I can never be on any of your all side about summer. I clicked the wrong thing again. I can't be on your side with this. First of all, fall is notoriously the best weather. Even though it's short-lived, it's still the best weather. Okay, and then you also have football season that you don't have in the summertime. You get Halloween, you get Thanksgiving, and you get
worried
Christmas in a row, brother.
About that, I'm just saying that. Look, you have
The
a
food's
very
better, the weather's better.
You have a very short leash of what I want to put up with in the wintertime. Once January comes around and football season's over, or the Super Bowl in February, I'm done with it. End it. Get daylight back. I'm tired of it getting dark at 3 o'clock. Okay.
Yeah.
I got
Callie
stuff to
says
do.
his high school football coach took one today from his ex-player.
What is wrong with people?
Idiots, bro. I don't know.
Like, people just got to reassess life. I watched a good thing with Tim Tebow yesterday, and people can have thoughts on Tim Tebow. And he was a Bronco. You know how weird it was to say Tim Tebow, just a good human, just playing for the Broncos.
Great human playing for the Donkeys. What was
It's
that?
like,
about?
what? That don't even go hand in hand. Like, I'm used to like Romanowski and all these trashes. But anyways, he gave the story and he was like, people, you know, if I was looking for a penny, he's like, people think I was crazy if I tried to make you stop and help me look for a penny. But he was like, but if my wife lost her diamond ring, he was like, everybody would stop what they were doing and help. And he's like, why do people not value a human like a diamond ring and a special? Rather, they value him like a penny. And if you see all these horrible things, like, people just throw it away. Like,
Mike,
it's
people
nothing.
value animals over humans, brother. That's not.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, isn't it weird? Like, we've become so dehuman.
It's very weird. Nikki says, "Hate, hot weather. Let's go." And then I think our girl
Nikki
Melinda
pulled
said
out a quote from the
she hates summer
Grinch.
too.
She said, hate,
double hate.
double hate. I
Yeah,
just like the
man.
beach. Just send me to the beach.
Jacob, are you in Brazil, brother? Or are you just making stuff up? What are you doing
It
in
could
Brazil?
be. I don't know.
What are you doing? Must be doing something cool if you're in Brazil, right?
Man, you know what I thought about today? It's not football, and I'm sorry, but I thought about, you know, it's almost Christmas time, right? So you start wanting to get into the Christmas spirit. You want to go look at Christmas lights and go to little, like, farms. You
Farms.
know, like Christmas tree farms and things.
Okay.
And do Christmas activities. And I was just thinking, I wish I could get over to like KC in Missouri area. I bet St. Joe and all of them's got some really good stuff. And then I thought, does Bucky, like, they live on a farm? Do they have a Christmas tree farm up there close? Bucky, I want to come to your house and have Christmas dinner.
Do they live on a farm?
I don't know. I feel like it.
You just made that up.
I feel like Bucky would have a farm. I don't know why. I've always assumed Bucky
Does he
had
strike
a
you
farm.
as a farmer?
Yeah, he reminds me of my Uncle Joe.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Very, very similar. Yeah, man. Super excited about the game this weekend. It's really weird it being the 10th game of the season and there being such a pivotal game, I guess.
We've not had this in Kansas City in a long time.
Yeah, normally
that
in
week
week
10
10 we're
means
just
so
cruising,
much.
right? Yeah,
Right.
so it's pretty wild. And then also, you know, the Donkeys have been trying to be more competitive. People think they're first of all, I'm just gonna say this. They don't look like a 7-2 team to me. They don't. They really don't.
Are they 7-2?
Yeah.
I thought they were 8-2. Am I a week ahead?
Is it 8-2?
I
Yeah,
could
they
be
just played.
wrong.
They
I
beat
don't
the
know.
Raiders. You're right. Yeah, they don't strike me as that at all.
Isn't it funny that when the Chiefs had their winning season last year, and we finished the whole season 15-2, people look for a way to discredit us. Oh, they won one-score games. It was luck. It was this. It was that. But now the Broncos are doing it, and they're getting praised for it. They're winning close games. This is a sign of a good team.
The Eagles do it too, brother.
These people are literally trying to tell us every day that Bo Nix is just as good as Patrick Mahomes.
Dude, I see
What
some.
are you talking about?
They'll like tweak stats and stuff to make it look like he's the same. Like they tried to put, since Bo Nix started in the league, he has almost as good as stats as Patrick Mahomes. They're basically the same. And then they forget that Bo Nix threw for 300 plus yards with 4 touchdowns the week that Patrick Mahomes didn't even play. So just in one game, you had that big of a swing in your little stat line, and he still couldn't touch Mahomes. And you're trying to tell me he's as good as him? Get out of here.
You can't let anybody be in the same playing field as Patrick Mahomes on a 1v1 comparison until they have accomplished what he's accomplished. Super Bowl, AFC championships, everything.
Dude, I hate when they try to. I hate when they try to put Josh Allen in the conversation because I think that's a joke. Yeah, I think that's a joke.
Josh Allen stinks.
Yeah, and in comparison,
he can't win in a big game. So what is it? Like he's a choke artist. He makes the choke artist all-pro team. Good job, him and Lamar.
Well, what are you looking for in this game, man? Just right off the rip, not getting too far in depth there, but like, what do you think the key is to winning this game? And I'm going to go very broad and just say they need to just come out with some intensity. I think they've got to match Denver's intensity and go from there, man.
Right. Pop says we do not match up well with the Donkeys. Pop, I would say usually we don't, but I feel like this year we do.
Well, I think I know what he's saying because you start looking at Benito and some of those guys, and we're
no, I fully get that, yeah. But I think, for example, they are now susceptible at their linebacker position, and all of our guys should be able to eat linebackers right now. You may not have their best corner to play, and we are stacked at the wide receiver position. Granted, if they're all super healthy, but I feel like we do. I felt like we matched up very well versus the Bills, and you've seen what happened there. Does it really matter if we match up well with them? Because isn't it all just come down to Andy sticking to a game plan and just sticking to it?
Yeah, well, I think we got to run the football, and that's always a big question mark.
I think Denver is better than we are in the trenches this year. I'll give them that. Across the board, defense, offense, they're just better.
And is that not what kills us most games? We just get handled in the trenches, right? But I don't know, man. I think they are missing a lot of their key players. So, I mean, that helps. Not having Surtain out there, not having a couple of those guys, especially if they're missing J.K. Dobbins, Marvin Mims, they're missing some of their offensive. They're not the greatest offensive team to begin with.
Do you think we come out and play okay because we're going to Mile High, empower? You think we play well there? Because typically we'll play better on the road than we do at home. It feels like a lot of times when we go at home, we just get really still.
Yeah. This is how you know Michael watches the channel, baby.
He gets it.
Got to run the football more than 20 times.
Dude, if anybody that says that is a grade A football knower.
Yeah. It's obvious. Mary says, I just hope Spags and company can stop Harvey and pressure Nix. So, yeah, I'm not worried about Harvey running all over us. I don't even know. Here's the thing. Sean Payton, he tends to get away from the run game just as much as Andy. He's got that trait where he tends to want to start throwing the ball too much, too.
He gets a little pass horny.
Yeah, he does. And, I mean, let's look at their offensive weapons as far as in the pass game. I mean, you're looking at, Cortland Sutton, Pat Bryant, Marvin Mims is out. They have Evan Ingram, but he's been very, very underwhelming this season for them. I actually thought that was going to be a good thing for them, and it hasn't been. They don't have just a whole lot going on, dude. And you've seen over and over again, Bo Nix can melt down. So, I don't know. Callie says, do we throw Simmons back in there? Oh, that was something Andy talked about the other day. He kind of alluded to the fact that they just see where he's at, and they might go Jalen Moore, but don't know.
Okay, look, just in about 5 seconds, you can figure out where Sean Payton likes to get pass happy and where he likes to rely on the run game. And if you'll go to Bo Nix situational stats that you can find on NFL.com, he throws, it's not even close. in his own 20 to 50 yard line. So basically, when they're getting the ball, unless they get pinned in for a punt, right, or something, but usually you're getting the ball past your own 20, somewhere between the 20 and the 30. Till they get to the 50-yard line, they throw the ball nonstop with Bo Nix. He has 176 attempts, and he's completed over 1,000 yards of passing inside his own 20 to his own 50. Once they cross midfield and get inside of the opponent's red zone, once they get in their red zone, not the opponent's, but their own red zone, his attempts go down to 41 for the season. So once they get in the red zone, they tend to rely on the run. He gets them to midfield, and then they start relying on the run. So I don't know if that's like this thing, but that is a trend now through week 11 that he only throws the ball about 3 out of every 4 times. He'll throw 3 out of every 4 times on his side of the field. Once they get to the 50, they tend to run more. Is there anything to that? Could Spag play that to his own advantage somehow?
Don't know, man. Maybe. Spags is smart. We'll see. Steve Ledbetter says, hey, Mike, I want that hoodie. So, yeah, I got the Christmas stuff up on the store, and I failed to put the hoodies
Oh, wait,
up.
it says this on the back.
So I gotta get the hoodies back up there.
Does
What
it
does
have
that
it?
say?
Did you see it?
The Kingdoms podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I failed to get the hoodies back up there, so I'm gonna try to do that tomorrow because it's that
This
time
is
of year, right?
This was our old distributor. The old distributor sucks. They stole money from us. They
Jeez,
didn't
brother.
ship out some stuff to our people. They were a huge business. I'm talking.
Do you think they're in cahoots with YouTube?
Could be, but it was a huge business. Like this wasn't just some mom and pop shop somewhere. Like they would have done better. Who
Yeah.
was this? Who was doing these?
Spring.
Teespring, huge. I will say this: this was the premium design that we put up, which was like $75 a hoodie. I said, why the hell would anybody pay $75 a hoodie? I'm going to tell you right now, this is the softest hoodie I've ever had in my life.
Dude,
It's
you can
like
get some good stuff, yeah.
it's like if you took a baby animal and you just like a little puppy, and it's just touching you all the time, just like a little baby puppy. It's beautiful. Like this is the best hoodie I got. Like straight up.
Yeah, but get over to the store, merch.allchieftop.com. Steve, I'll try to get the hoodies up there tomorrow if I get a chance to. Mike, do you want to bring the store up? You can show them what we do have on the store at the moment.
Yeah, I'll bring it up really
You
quickly.
got to show them the Christmas stuff, brother.
If I recall correctly,
You already got it locked and loaded down there. Let's roll.
I'm bringing it.
Let's do this.
I'm bringing it.
Here's the
Let me,
store. You'll get there. It's
over
going to
here.
tell you to get chiefed up, baby. You'll scroll down.
There's
you got
Christmas.
The Merry Chiefsmas Christmas stuff. You got the hoodie
that-
and the shirt. You don't have to get the
That
green.
also comes in red.
You don't have to get the green. You get the red. But yeah, those are sweet, man.
The Jalen
And-
Royals. I mean, look, we all thought Jalen Royals was going to have himself a year.
I know you have
And
to.
then-
That shirt's going to go off the store until
That
next
shirt
year.
comes back next year, probably.
The You're Not
Mahomes-
Worthy shirt. That's been a popular shirt, guys. People have been buying that one like
It's
crazy.
been a very popular T-shirt, and it's pretty tight. It looks just like that when you get it in. Steve,
yeah,
you
I
have
have
one,
it.
right?
Yeah, it's nice. I like it a lot.
Steve, do you have? I mean, you probably don't got it with you though, do you? This
No.
T-shirt right here, the all chiefed up T-shirt in the middle, is what this is. The hoodie.
No, it's different. You have a different logo on yours.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to put that one up, and I'm going to put the regular logo up
Okay.
too. And then,
And
of
the
course,
Grim
the Grim
Reaper,
Reaper shirt,
with the
baby.
13 seconds on the back. Cobra Kai Ty wore that at camp one year, and it was sick.
Yeah.
And there's been a few people buying that too, but that's what we got for now on the store.
Well, I need to work on it because after we had to change stores, so I didn't really get everything up there. But I want to get the hoodies up for sure. Just thought I'd let Steve know that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, buddy. Well, guys, we appreciate y'all being here tonight. Appreciate you guys hanging out, putting the comments in there, hitting that like button. If you haven't, hit it on the way out. We'll have a video out on Saturday. I'm going to be getting in depth on the game, also give some game predictions and stuff like that. And of course, we'll have the pregame and the postgame live streams on Sunday. What is it, a 425 game again?
I think so. I'm kind of. Who's playing the late game? I'm kind of surprised they didn't flex the Broncos. It's a big game.
Yeah, so was when we played the Bills. So was when we played the Eagles, and all of them
That's
been at
true,
425.
but I think this one now though is an even bigger matchup. Like they could literally they could almost like knock the Chiefs out of the playoffs, which is what the world's rooting for.
They want it so bad. They want it so bad.
They're hoard for it. I don't
Yeah.
think Mahomes. This is the biggest game, possibly a regular season game. This is the biggest regular season game that Mahomes may have be playing in his career, right? Because usually you don't play a lot of like. He's
I
never
don't know if
had
it's
to
the
play,
biggest game, but it's definitely his back's against the wall a little bit here.
Well, I'm just saying in the regular season, he don't never really play that big of games. We usually
But
just
we love
cruise.
Mahomes under pressure, so let's roll, baby. We'll see. I think it'll be a good one. Appreciate you guys. Hit that like button on the way out if you haven't. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. All that fun stuff, and we'll see you next time. Go Chiefs.
Get wild.